ships, ranging from 100 passengers up to 700 passengers now. We are the destination leaders when it comes to how many destination and ports we go to versus our competitors. We're doing approximately 900 ports a call in a calendar year. Our competitors do about 350. So we cover more places with these ships. And of course, we offer superior service. We have amazing service and a crew, and they're going through the Silversea Way, which is a training on board to make sure that every guest is getting the attention that they need. And not only that, are they getting the crew and the regular crew. They also, everybody and every guest gets a butler in their suite, but taking care of them in their suite. So yes, you're getting like all this pampering, all-inclusive product, immersive enrichment, excellent cuisine, intimate ships. It really, if you haven't been on a small ship, it really is a different experience. So I always tell people, if you're interested in selling the product, we do have travel advisor fairs on the agent center. We confirm right away, and then you're going to be able to sell the product a little bit more and easier than if you hadn't. You get more confidence in trying to sell this when you are selling the product. So again, we started with 2 ships 32 years ago, and now we've ended up with 12 ships. So what happened in between all of that is in 2020, Royal Caribbean purchased part of Silversea. So half of the company was purchased in 20. And then, I'm sorry, in 19, and then in 20, they purchased the remaining half. So 100% owned by Royal Caribbean Group. And what they did since that purchase is they gave us 5 brand new ships. So basically, we've doubled in size in the last 5 years. We have still classic and expedition ships, some new ships in both categories. We have all of our voyages now available. That's a little outdated, but they're available now through 2028. We just released 2028 and some really unique and interesting itineraries and grand voyages and things like that for people who want something a little longer. So we have all of those out now, and we cover the whole world. So we have the Arctic, Antarctica, the Galapagos for our expedition, the Kimberleys, which is in Australia. Hey, sorry about that. We have a visitor. I'm sorry. And again, we cover all of these destinations, the Med, Northern Europe, the Caribbean, Central America, Alaska, South Pacific. So the normal regular itineraries along with some really unique things. So we got to keep those people. It's for people, they've been there and done that. That's when they're coming to Silversea, because we're going to places that some of the other suppliers don't go to. So we are actually extending what we're doing now. We've announced that we're going more immersive with events and festivals in certain parts of the world. So we're finding out where those events are, and we're steering the ships in that direction, which is wonderful, because if there's something happening in Bali and it's a festival that happens every 3 years, we're going to make sure that Silversea's there and our guests are experiencing that. So very remarkable moments, small ports, slow cruising, summer in Japan for 2028, new exotic expeditions everywhere you've never been, discovery on your own terms, the journey's yours. So it really is the luxury of choice. So you get to choose exactly what you want to do within your vacation. Your clients get to do that. And then the Nova class, the newest in the fleet, the 2 Nova and the Silver Ray. Those are the biggest in the fleet, the most amenities, bigger public areas. So if somebody's interested in brand new, the Nova class would be for them. So more ways to discover the world, new shore excursion categories, new land programs by Silversea. more slow cruising itineraries. So going at slower pace, not going out to sea like the big ships do, but going and staying in those intimate ports along the coastal areas. More boutique ports, more shorter voyages. So Silversea was known for longer voyages, 12, 14, 16, 70 days, up to 140 days. We didn't do a lot of 7-day cruises. And what that does is that limits who your guest and client is. So what we've done in the last 2 years is we've made some of the ships shorter destinations, as short as 6 days. 7 days is the main. And then we have the longer voyages also. In the Med, in Northern Europe, there are some, but on the smaller ships, the ones that will be really for our past passengers who are used to the smaller ships, those are getting into some really unique destinations, Tahiti, all of that. So all of those unique places, you can find anything on Silversea, really. Now, can you find it all year long, the same destination? Not necessarily. So there could be only 2 or 3 sailings, or even one in Northern Europe doing the British Isles, or something like that. But more combinable voyages to do a back-to-back. So our guests that are wanting the longer voyages can do that. But we have our ships in the fleet. So we'll start with the expedition ships on the left bottom. So you have the smallest ship, the Silver Origin, that was built in 2021. That is stationed in the Galapagos year-round. It's a 7-day cruise, and then you can bundle it with the package that we offer. 2 days in Quito, your flights, inter-island flights are included. You're going to book on the Silver Origin our all-inclusive plus. Mainly, that's going to give you everything. The Silver Endeavor, now that's a ship that we did not build, but we purchased her. We had the opportunity to purchase this ship. It was a brand new ship built specifically for the polar regions, 110 suites, so 220 passengers. It launched in 22. We got her in August of 22, and we had her launched with passengers by November. So within 3 months, she was in the water with passengers doing Antarctica. She does our fly cruise program, along with the Cloud and the Silver Wind, which are actually the 2 first ships of Silversea. They were in the Classic, and then we converted them with the Ice Class hull, and they're doing the polar regions, the Arctic, Antarctica, and some very unique itineraries, Iceland and things like that. Now, Expedition's going to be very different from our classic ships, and 2 ways would be Zodiac cruising. So there is no pulling up to a port and getting off the ship and going shopping and things like that. This is really an educational cruise. There are no casinos, very, very, very limited entertainment, maybe a piano player for the duration of your cruise, or a 2-piece band or something like that. Sometimes even our guests will bring a guitar or start playing the piano. So we have that expedition experience for those who are a little bit more adventurous. But I have to tell you, I took my first expedition cruise in 21, and it was one of the very best cruises I've ever done in my whole 30 years was cruising. It was my first expedition cruise, but it was, kayaking, swimming with sea lions and penguins, and very educational. And it really was a unique experience doing the Zodiacs and things like that, hiking. Then you have the normal regular classic ships, and you're starting with the Shadow class, the bottom right. Those are the smallest ships that we have in the classic fleet at 388 passengers. Both the Shadow and the Silver Whisper have been refurbished recently. The Silver Whisper, these guys are doing our longer voyages and more, a little unique and different to make those past passenger Venetian Society people happy. And we are getting new to brand also, so they're liking those itineraries too. The Muse class. So what happened was in 2017, we started building ships again. We had the Silver Spirit in there in that class, but she was 540 passengers. She had been built a few years ago. And then what we did with her was we made her into a Muse class ship. So in 2017, we built the Silver Muse, very different from the Shadow class because there's no main restaurant, 8 different restaurants to choose from. So quite different, a lot more silver suites. And then what we found that we wanted to do that to the Silver Spirit. She was 540 passengers. We cut her, stretched her by 49 feet. We added the 8 restaurants, the Arts Cafe, and things like that to the ship, along with more silver suites. Everybody loves those silver suites, so take a look at those. And they give you upgraded amenities on the silver suites too. But then in 20, we built the Silver Moon. We couldn't get her into the water until 2021. And then the Silver Dawn is her sister ship. And she was built in 21. And then after that, more explosion, more ships, more capacity. We got the Silver Nova and in 23, and then the Silver Ray in 24. You guys should look at those. I don't think I have any videos on this, but personalized service, butler service for every suite, industry leading standard for more crew to guest ratio, welcome and anticipatory. Once you get on board, they get to know your preferences, and then you've fallen in love with your butler and you want to take them home. I've heard that many, many, many times. So the suite amenities, all ocean view. There are no insides. Even on the new ships, the brand new ships, there are going to only be private verandas, bedroom and sitting area, premium mattresses, fine bed linens, walk-in closets, marble bathrooms, unlimited free Wi-Fi, refrigerator and bar setup stocked with your preferences. So if you said that you wanted Diet Coke and that's all you drank and you don't want anything else, or you wanted to have Chivas Regal toasting with your neighbor the first day of embarkation on the balcony, you send that to special services for your client, and they're going to have that in the suite for them when they arrive on board. So we do make it very special. A choice of pillows. So the butler is going to introduce himself the very first day they arrive, and then they're going to talk about the choice of pillow types, how to get around and navigate through the suite, how to get in touch with the butler when they need him, and things like that. But that everyone's getting the plush bathrobes and slippers. Everyone's getting the butler. That's the 3 things that are different with Silversea. When people ask me, what makes Silversea different? One of them, the butler service for every single category, every single guest. The ship size, average suite size, 387 square feet is your minimum category. And in the others, the suppliers, it's about 308. And then you have the butler service, you have the size of the suites and the size of the ships, 40 and where we go. So the destinations really make a difference too. So where do we go? Next, culinary excellence. So sophisticated menus, specialty restaurants. We do have 2 of them on board most of the ships. Even on our expedition ships, we have La Dame, which is our main specialty restaurant. It's a French restaurant paired with wines and champagnes for the evening, and there's a surcharge for that restaurant. You can arrange to have reservations for dining, and we release that at 120 days prior to sailing. If somebody is celebrating something special, they can request that then. Up to 10 dining options, that's throughout the fleet. So there's not really 10 dining options on one ship alone, but there's 10 different dining options, and you'll be able to spot that if you're sailing. Your clients are sailing on the Silver Muse, you can pull up the Silver Muse and the dining and venues and see what venues they're offered on the Silver Muse. It is always going to be open seated dining with who you want, where you want, and when you want to. Do you need to have reservations? Not necessarily. Not everybody is booking in advance, so we hold back space in every single venue to make sure that people are going to be able to go to the restaurants that they want to. Immersive culinary experiences. We've got a program now that we launched in 21 that's been amazing, and this is on our newest ships, and now we are expanding a little bit into the smaller ships with it, but not on the scale that we have with the bigger ships, because we can do more on the larger ships. And I say larger, but that's 728 passengers. So if anybody has experienced something under 1,000 passengers, it's an incredible difference, and really worth it to experience. We just launched the SALT program, which is Sea and Land Taste. It's all about the destination that the clients are visiting, where we're going. If the ship starts in Rome that evening in the restaurant of SALT, then it's going to be an Italian menu. And then if the next day we're in Greece, it turns into a Greek menu. So we have these culinary experiences on board with the SALT bar, the SALT restaurant. We have also on the newer ships from 21, so the Silver Moon and up, are going to have the SALT Lab, which is cooking classes that the clients get to experience and do themselves. There's no additional cost. And let me tell you, it is so much fun to do. So you're getting to learn how to cook curried chicken in the Caribbean on your way to the Caribbean, or salmon cakes on your way to Alaska. But it is a lot of fun. There's room for many. So if there's a group or a family traveling together, they can all do it together. They sign up the day they embark with the reception desk, and they'll get to participate in one of those cooking classes. And then we have SALT excursions also. So those are things that you're going to do on shore that you're going to sign up for in advance. That could be going to a Michelin chef restaurant, or going to someone's home in Greece and having a home cooked meal at their home and learning about their culture and the food and things like that. So it's all about the food and the part of the world that you're traveling in. And it really is a fun experience. So you have the SALT Lab. And the bigger the ship, the bigger the lab. So we started this on the Silver Moon. It's a little smaller, and then it gets into a really grand space on the Silver Ray and the Nova. So if you have any foodies out there, this is the thing for them. But the restaurant we have, again, that changes as the ship moves on to different destinations, along with the SALT bar, the concoctions, the spices that are in that part of the world they're making, and the mixology classes every day at 3:00 on the Silver Ray. The bar is full, and everybody's learning how to make those concoctions for that area of the world, or maybe even making a specialty drink with your name on it. I've had guests come back saying they've had a drink named after them, and it was something that they created on board. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. SALT Talks would be just talking about the food in that part of the world. So we'll have those on the smaller ships. We can do that, and we've always done those. And then, of course, the SALT experiences on shore. So we will offer those probably on the smaller ships too. And you could see the excursions when you look at a sailing on the website. But we're going to pass this because this is another video, and I don't want it to be too long. Oh, so anyway, you can see that on YouTube. So the two new babies of Silversea, the Silver Nova came out in 23 and the Silver Ray in 24. The Silver Ray in the Mediterranean, the Silver Nova's been in Alaska. That's changing up. But on these ships, there's also 5 new categories that we've never had before. The Autium Suite, the Signature Suite, the Medallion. So take a look. There's a lot of new categories with these two ships, a lot more public areas. Bigger entertainment is on these ships also. So now we have just introduced the Luxury of Choice. Luxury of Choice, this is going over our fare code. So if you've booked Silversea in the past, we had different fare codes and different terms, and we just introduced this a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to give you an overview of it, but here is, oh, this is a video. I'm not going to play that. It's too long, and if you can't hear it, it's not going to work. So we're evolving our fare structures based on you and your clients' feedback. So what we've done is So it used to be bundled up and it was all set exactly what they were going to do. And they had really not too many choices of where they were going to stay in a hotel, what their air schedule was going to be. And what we've done is we've made it and updated this cruise line to make it more appealing to people who want choices. And you can always bundle it up to as much as you want to with Silversea now, or as little as you want to. So it empowers the client to be able to pick the airfare that they want, or the air carrier, or the time that they want to leave. So what's changing? So it's now called the luxury of choice. Um, we have 3 different fare codes, and I'll go over the first one, all-inclusive plus. To me, that's the best one compared to the all-inclusive. Now, you're always going to get the same thing inside your cruise. Nothing is going to change there, except for the all-inclusive plus is going to give your clients a shore excursion credit based on the destination that they're going to. So for instance, generically, I'm just saying that it could be a 7-day cruise in the Mediterranean or in Northern Europe at $800 as their shore excursion credit. So they would use that on any shore excursion they wanted. They could use it on a half-day city tour every single day of their cruise, or they could use it on one big excursion, let's say going to Alaska by helicopter, something like that. So now they have a choice. Instead of what we did, we were giving them a half-day city tour in every city, when actually the clients were buying other shore excursions of Silversea that were being offered and not using that complimentary shore excursion. So, I mean, they wanted more experience and more to do on shore with that shore excursion. So we decided to make it a shore excursion credit. It's flexible cancellation, refundable deposit, 100% refundable outside of penalty period. So there's no admin fee anymore. And then if the fare gets lowered throughout the course of us having any promotion or private sale or something like that, then the fare would be guaranteed at that lower rate. So the all-inclusive is going to be a lower fare. Everything in the cruise is included as normal. They're not going to get the shore excursion credit. There will be that flexible cancellation schedule, meaning after or before final payment, they can cancel. The problem is it's a non-refundable deposit. I don't like this middle tier because it's 25% deposit and it's non-refundable at the time they make the deposit. Now, if they know they're going to go, they're going to take out insurance right at the time that they're making that booking, maybe it works for them. But I think the all-inclusive plus is the best way to go. Then they're getting the shore excursion credit. It's completely refundable, that deposit, and they're getting that flexibility. The last minute fare is interesting because that's even lower, but that's not going to be on every single voyage. It's going to be sailings that are close in, 5 months in, on the lower categories. It's to fill up the ship, and it will not include the shore excursion credit. It's only going to be on select voyages within 5 months of departure, and it is completely non-refundable. As soon as you put money on it, it is non-refundable at that point. Now, the good thing about Silversea, I can tell you, I'm not sure if it's on a slide or anything, is that when you make a booking on Silversea and you're booking somebody new to brand, you're getting another point in commission. And then if you're booking them on an expedition cruise, another point in commission. If they come back to you a second time, they're still considered new to brand, so you're still getting that additional point. If you take out a group on select groups that we offer, you can get 15% commission. And then that new to brand point, the expedition point, could bring you up to 17%. I love our groups and I love that program. So think about that. Everything is up on the Agent Center. You really need to get registered on the Agent Center. That's not going to get you full access though. So you're going to have to reach out to me or to my inside support, Denise, and say, I'd like full access to my Silversea, the agent portal, look at travel agent rates, look at our videos, our marketing, things like that. But all of our expedition voyages continue to include everything as it did before. Expedition gear, such as the parkas, the backpacks, and water bottles that we give to each guest, they're still getting that. The expert lectures, activities are all going to be included. The zodiacs, the land and sea, and wet and dry landings, everything is still included. Charter, in-country flights, and pre-post cruise hotels, when they're required by destination, are going to be included also. So the luxury of choice, all-inclusive plus ocean-going voyages, all-inclusive, yes, and last-minute fares on select voyages within 5 months. On expedition, you're only going to book all-inclusive plus, and the last-minute fares can come up within 5 months of departure. So those will be offered, but it's always going to be booked with all-inclusive plus or last minute. Full world voyages or grand voyages are always going to be at the all-inclusive plus because there are so many amenities that come with those voyages. So we have those 3 different fare types. We have a cheat sheet up there on the Agent Center that will tell you what's included with which fare. So you can have that, which will give you all of this information so that you can relay that to your client. So commissionable add-ons, what's changed and what's made it better for you as the advisor is now you build each voyage based on your client's preferences, and you can add pre and post cruise add-ons available for all the voyages, all fare types, and you're getting commission on them, air and transfers to and from the airport and ship, hotel and transfers, ship to airport transfers, land programs, and the city stays that we offer. So you're getting additional commission. 2-night stays, city stays are being offered in luxury hotels in the heart of the city. Explore the city where your client's cruise starts or ends, and small guided group tours and leisure time that we didn't offer before. So these are things that are being offered on our 2-night stays. Skip the lines with direct access to our iconic sites and landmarks. So we're giving them all this added value when they're adding on those hotels, and then you're getting the 5% commission on those. So the land programs, again, immersive multi-day on-shore tours, a discovery of what lies beyond the coast. So going into unique places designed by Silversea to complement our voyages and offered on pre and post cruise extensions. The benefits for your clients is that they're being offered luxury accommodations, traveling deeper, curated culinary experiences just for our Silversea guests. And that's, again, 5% commission on land programs. So what happens to bookings made prior to that? The people who are booked on the old fares will remain at those honored fares, at those honored rates and fares. If they decide to cancel and want to change and go to a new booking, then they're going to cancel that booking and they're going to be going into the new fares with the all-inclusive. Shore excursions. Oops, let's see what, again, it backed up. There we go. Silversea shore excursions. So we're introducing some new shore excursion categories that we hadn't had before. So the normal highlight experiences, seamless tours, iconic sites. Now there's signature experiences with smaller tours crafted by Silversea. We're offering private experiences for a group. Custom experiences, tailor-made tours designed for you. That's something that the client's looking for. We can absolutely do. And then the overland experiences are 2- and 3-day mid-cruise experiences available on select voyages, which would be the grand voyages and the world cruise. So the all-inclusive plus shore excursion credit. It can be used for highlights, signature, and private experiences. And if more than the credit total is spent, an additional amount will be charged to the client's folio. If they don't use the entire amount, they do not get that money back. So they will not get that value back from at the end of their cruise. So the amount is showed on their My Silversea account. Once they've made a booking, they're registered. They're going to reserve their shore excursions. They're going to make their dining reservations, put in their guest information form. You will have your My Silversea account as a travel advisor. You'll be able to see your bookings in My Silversea. And so you'll see all of that information on your clients and what they've done. And all fairs allow your clients to purchase shore excursions in advance of sailing or while on board. So they don't have to do it in advance, but it probably makes sense because there would be some that are going to be limited. Maximize your earnings, more options, more opportunities. With these 3 distinct fairs, you can match more clients with the right product. Earn commission on add-ons and upsell potential with that all-inclusive plus fare with those added benefits. No more commissionable, now more commissionable opportunities. The old way, which I'm not sure again if you were familiar with that, but the old way, door-to-door cruise fare was the same, door-to-door, it's all the same. Shore excursions, all-inclusive and last minute is not getting that as they did before. Air add-ons, they can do that on the all-inclusive plus and all-inclusive and last minute. Before, you could not do that. The hotel add-ons, you can do that. You could not do that before on one of our fares, and then the transfer. So everything now is in that check bucket except for the shore excursions in the last minute. That's something that they will end up purchasing. So you have the Salt, the City Stays by Silversea, our shore excursion themes and events, our new hotels that we're offering, pre and post land packages. So some new things. We have FAQ documents for everything that we offer. We also started the status match with Royal Caribbean. So anybody who has status with Royal or Celebrity can sign up and register if they want to take a Silversea cruise. And they can get registered and get, top tier is 10% off of their cruise. But the minimum tier, even if they're at the lowest tier level, they're going to get complimentary laundry throughout their cruise. So you can find out more information about that. We have detailed flyers on that. We have, if they're past passengers, referring a friend, they are getting savings for doing that. So, make yourself familiar with the things that we offer. People are asking for Silversea a lot more. We're getting a lot of advisors saying they need a crash course. They just made a booking on Silversea. So it's good to know. We're going to send you, I think Tyra is going to send you my Selling Silversea flyer. So you'll have key context, key selling points, what's included, so that you'll be familiar pretty quickly if you haven't taken the Silversea Academy. But we do have that. The Silversea Academy is there. We have Marketing Central. Our marketing is amazing. Customizable emails with 3 clicks. You put your name, your picture, your call to action, and you've created an email that can get sent to your clients right there by you with just 3 clicks. Love that customizable email. We have customizable flyers. We have approach guides, which are fantastic too. So this is all advertising, lead generation for you. So if you need a one-on-one to learn more about this and want a one-on-one webinar Zoom with us, we can do that. Denise or I, and just to get you familiar with what we offer. But we do have those, and the Silversea Academy is out there for you. They just put all new areas in there, so you'll get to just take it at your leisure. They're 12 to 15 minutes each segment, so you can start it, not finish it, then go back to where you left off and things like that. Rawlio is up there. If you have social media with LinkedIn and Facebook, you set it and forget it. You're advertising Silversea and not even knowing it, but it will go up there as much as you want, once a week, once a month. If you want to advertise only the expedition ships, we can do that. You can do that too, but it's a few clicks and you're in there with Ralio. So you'll be able to see, but then you have these approach guides, which I just got a training on this back in April, and I saw it and I was like, I wish I could be a travel advisor again because it's so exciting, because all you do is really send this out to potential clients. And if you're promoting, let's say, Antarctica or the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, the Kimberleys, our marketing team has created these approach guides, which is a lot of content, one page that they can look at with, again, your name, your logo, your information to call you. And then it has little buttons for the client that says, I want more information. They click on that. You get an email sent to you directly, and it shows you exactly what they were looking at. So it's lead generation. I think it's a great thing to have and to work with. And then, of course, our group program. Love the group program because, again, there's no deposits that you need to secure a group. You could do a spec group for next year in the Med, Alaska. That would be the best way to start to promote Silversea. If you want to start with something, 7-day cruise to the Med or Northern Europe or Alaska. And they're all coded differently. They're either going to be 1 for 7, 1 for 9, 1 for 11, or 1 for 15. And a guaranteed shipboard credit from booking one. So even if you get 2 couples booked on that group, they're still getting that shipboard credit. And you're guaranteed the fare. If the fare goes up, you're guaranteed the price protection up to 180 days prior to sailing. So that's the best thing. The Super Advantage and the Advantage dates, I like those because you get, I think it's 4 suites sold now into that group. You're getting that 15% commission, and that reverts to the very first booking. And the whole group gets the 15 plus the new to brand. And then again, if it's expedition, another point. So could get up to 17% on our groups. If people are sailing on board Silversea and they want to book on board again and want to sail with us again, they can do that. There is an onboard booking station where they're going to get 5% off of their cruise. The best thing you're going to get that booking. You'll receive the same commission as if you'd made the booking yourself, applicable to any voyage, including world cruises. Sometimes we did some promotions earlier this year where it gave them up to 10% on select voyages if they booked on board. And then they can book some of their family members also if they're traveling with them. They can get that savings. But personally, I would pick a floating deposit, because let's say the client picks a date and then they come home and they tell all of their family they're going to Alaska, we're all going, and this is the date, and then they decide they want to change that date. They're no longer receiving the 5% off. So I've had several cases like that, so I always try to bring that up. But a floating deposit, they have, I think, 60 days to decide on which voyage they want to choose. They're still getting the 5% off, and then they choose their voyage once they're back home. So that we have on board. This loyalty status match we have, and that's been an eye-opening experience for our clients and people who are new to Silversea. This has been the best year I've had in my 9 years with Silversea. People doing my consumer events, people are coming up to me going, I know who you are. I'm loyal to Royal. My sister's sailing on you right now. She's loyal to Celebrity. I mean, it really has been a fantastic year, and I expect you will get business for Silversea. Just become familiar with it, and just recommend us. Get used to knowing your sales reps, myself and Denise, and you're going to feel confident enough to do that and recommend. So these are the status match. So Captain's Club, you have Crown and Anchor Society. So the Diamond and Elite are going to get 5% off of their Silversea cruise. If they take a Silversea cruise and then they decide that they're not going to continue on with the status match with Silversea, that was just a special occasion, and they can reach the status at Gold with Crown and Anchor Society, they can move their days that they reach with Silversea and move them back to their main supplier within our family of brands. So it's really good. Black Friday ends tomorrow. Wave starts, I'm sorry, Black Friday ends, yes, tomorrow, December 2nd. The wave offer will begin on December the 3rd. So that will be out there and that will be on our website to see. We have webinar. This is not for November, but we do have tea time webinars. Wasn't able to update. I'm sorry. The November holiday got me, but we do have tea times. We offer a gift card. So there are gift cards given away at the end, but it is something new that you're going to learn about Silversea. You can join those. But the dates will be listed up on the Agent Center, typically always at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, once a month. And I thank you. Thank you for your partnership, Tyra. If we have any questions, Rochelle, I can answer. But I want to thank you all for joining me today. And if we can help you in any way, we're here for you. So my information, that's my cell number, that's my email address. You have inside sales support, Jen Leon. He's an account executive. But your main contact will be Denise, who's on the call. She's sales development to help you get started, help you grow, help you find anything you can't find. Denise would be the one, or myself. So I just want to say thank you all. And if there's anything we can do for you, if you have any questions afterwards, you want to send us an email, we're here for you. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Audrey and Denise, for such a wonderful presentation. So you guys, agent, just want to make sure, do you have any questions for Audrey and Denise before we wrap things up?
No, they'll come. They will come, Rochelle.
Going once, twice, thrice. So yeah, I think there is no other questions from our agents. So just in case you need assistance, yeah. There is information flashed on our screen. You can email them for further questions or inquiries, okay?
Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great December, great holiday, and thanks for joining me. Thanks, Tyra and Rochelle.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everybody.
Audrey and
Thank you.
Denise, and everyone here in our webinar. See you next week for our Monday webinar. Thank you. Thank you,
Bye.
agents.